Hi team, Sebastian from Elements for Life. I'm the head coach here, and what I wanted to do today was run through how to build a home workout. I do get a lot of questions in regards to structure and programming and what is best for these type of circumstances. I think the baseline here is to make sure that we keep moving, maintain our fitness. If anything, it's a great time to reflect and actually take ownership of our health, and no better time to do that at home, in our garage or in the backyard. And obviously what we're going to do in these times is take a little bit of ownership of our workouts. So I think that it comes back to always working within your own limits and with the equipment that you have. We don't have the luxury at home with all the equipment. However, if you have a good look around in the garage and out the backyard or around the house, you'll probably find some items that can be used. First thing we can do is obviously focus on body weight. Once you've got control over your body weight, then you can add some extra weight. In regards to programming, I believe that if you get a piece of paper, if you've got luxury of a whiteboard, writing out your workout always encourages or motivates you to actually complete what you've written. So that's always a good way rather than just trying to wing it. And so first off, starting in a phased approach, and you can break it up into 4 sections, and I find this works really well. And the first one would be an activation and warm-up. Now, activation basically means using dynamic movements, things like downward dogs, you've got leg swings, you've got Spider-Mans. I'm not going to show you all of those skills right now, we're just going into the structure. I'll do that in another video. It's very important to spend around about 5 minutes. Get your body ready for battle for the main part of the workout. Here at Elements for Life, we always have a warm-up and an activation because we find it's very important. Then what you can do is you can focus on the body of the workout. And this is the core part of your workout. Now, this can be a variety of different formats, and as you get more comfortable with different formats, you'll find that your confidence grows as well. So I've written out a few different types of particular types of workouts, and we've got things like EMOMs, time block, components, intervals, AMRAPs, coach calls, and we're not limited to what the body of the workout can be. EMOM is every minute on the minute. What that means is you choose a certain amount of skills and reps and you try to complete those within the minute, and you can use a timer, maybe 5 minutes. It's up to you to work out what works. Then we've got time block. It could be say 10, 20, 30 minutes depending on how you're feeling on that particular day, or maybe you want to break it up into sections. So that could be obviously again using an app or your phone. Components means splitting your work up into sections. So you could have an EMOM, you could have an AMRAP, you could have a time block. You're not limited to just making it one part of the workout. You can break it up into 10s, have a little drink break in between. Intervals, things like Tabatas, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Great way to keep yourself moving along. A very important part of intervals is don't just cruise through the 30 seconds. I always encourage picking a number in your head and chasing that down, whether it's between 8 and 12 reps. Obviously it changes depending on what type of skill you're using or doing or you're applying. The next one would be an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. That might be, say you set a clock for 10 minutes, you might have 3 skills, X amount of reps, and you go round and round and round. Again, you're not limited to how many skills you put in there, but I reckon between 3 and 6, depending on what you've got, maybe a couple of dynamic exercises and a couple of grind exercises, which means a little bit slower, just to give you a little bit of a mix. Coach calls, obviously if you've got the luxury of jumping online, we've got Smart Team Virtual, we do Smart Team personal training. You can obviously get a coach to give you some guidance and to push you along, and a little bit of accountability. That's always a fun one. Then we can move on to stage 3 of the workout. Now I call this a finisher. Finishing is always a nice way to end your workout. Means you're just squeezing the juice out and getting a little bit extra done. The other thing too with finishes, you can work on some of your core work or your floor work. Maybe some of the exercises you didn't get done in the body. We do a lot of like dance, gymnastic type floor conditioning here at Elements for Life. I think everyone likes to finish on the floor with a little bit of abs and those type of things. Plus once you're on the floor, you can then migrate to your stretching and your rolling with a ball and a roller. So then you've got your cool down, which is stage 4. Like I said, doing your mobility, you can use a band, you can do some strict stretches. I find using the roller and the ball is probably a little bit more beneficial these days. I'd probably stay away from stretching at the beginning of your workout, maybe do more dynamic type of exercises, maybe a little bit of strict stretching at the end of your workout, but make sure you've got a ball and a roller somewhere in the house. So this is a 4-stage, 4-phased workout, very easy to remember. So it's an activation, a body, a finisher and a cool down. Write this up on the board. What you write is what you do, and obviously you can play around with this, and as you get a little bit more experience, you'll find that it'll all fall into place. Another thing I wanted to just run through, but I'm going to save this for another video, is talking about doing self-assessment, working to your own level, intensity at the right times, learning about what that actually means, talking about range of movement through our exercise, self-awareness in regards to technique, position, breathing, things like breathing and bracing, learning how to apply that to your movement patterns and bringing it all into one, and also being open to learning, and I'm going to go through this in another video. So I hope that adds some value to your home experience at the moment. Now, if you're looking for some greater motivation, or you want to maintain your maintenance of fitness, or you want to get involved in a community, feel free to jump online and have a look at our Smart Team Virtual. We've got a system here that works very well. We've moved all our members onto online during these difficult times, and obviously when we relaunch, we'll be going back into physical training with our Smart Team. So if that's something of interest, jump online, reach out to me if you've got any questions, and see you on the other side.